going on, Jeromes? So another 7-round Vikings mock draft on this beautiful Sunday. And again, this is not Nam. There are rules here. So scenario, Kirko, Wacko. Minshew in as bridge quarterback. Jefferson, not extended. Maybe because he's waiting to see what's going to go down with the Vikings and the quarterback of the future in the draft. Daniil and Wandham resigned as a burp. Reisner resigned. Jordan Hicks resigned. Powell resigned. Bradbury, yeah, yeah. Cut. We'll get into that. Harrison retires, and then free agent signed Christian Wilkins, man in the middle in that Florida's defense, as well as Antoine Winfield Jr. I'm coming home to the place where I belong. That's right. So Winfield Jr. in as the jack of all trades, do it all defensive back, along with Metellus, along with Beasley. It's going to be great back there, man. It's going to be fantastic. So let's dive on in. 7-round mock draft. Going to stick and pick. There we go. Fired up. Now, the mock draft machine has been a little bit weird recently, where constantly you have, where'd he go? Oh, Jaden Daniels. So I don't know what it is, but Jaden Daniels is still available. Now, we're going to pass on it because I think that there's a next up 0 chance that Jaden Daniels falls out of the top 10. Who knows? Drake May at 1, Williams at 2, Neighbors 3. So Harrison... Wait, is Harrison Jr., is he available? No. Falls down Tennessee at 7. So, like we said, yeah, the PFF machine a little bit wonky as of late. But here, again, we're going to ignore the fact that Jaden Daniels is there and JJ McCarthy, dynamite. Yes, JJ to JJ, all that talk. I think that the traits are certainly there. I think that especially once he puts on a show at the combine, I think that he's going to solidify himself as the top end of the first round pick. So JJ McCarthy, dynamite. You are a Minnesota Viking. What up? So now, all right, so with Daniil and Wandham back, edge is less of a need. Cornerback is certainly a need. Interior offensive line with Bradbury cut is a need too. But also you can never have enough dudes who can get after the quarterback. Ooh, Pennick's still there in the second round. But we are going to take Kamari Lassiter, the cornerback out of Georgia. 6 foot, $180, 48.7 quarterback rating with thrown at this year, 87.2 PFF coverage grade, 8 passes broken up, 37 tackles, partridge in a pear tree, and he's not the press man, belt buckle mold type corner. Much more of a zone guy, off man. But I think that he's going to fill in great along the outside with Flores. So Lassiter, Murphy, as well as last year's 3rd round pick Mekhi Blackman. Flores, his dudes. Guys that he has been a part of the team and had a say in bringing in. And I think that I think Lassiter is going to be a great pickup here at 42 overall. Even though, yes, that's a cursed number for Vikings and cornerbacks as of late. Who knew? Although TJ Tampa could have gone there too. Really like him. So now, for some reason it's slow today. Is this Chata Spectrum? Please. Come on, man. So now, all the way at 109. So back on the clock again. Check out the board. Our guy Leonard Taylor is there. Dwayne Carter is a damn dude, man. Dwayne Carter is there. Bo Limmer. Tyke Smith is there. It's a bit of a toss-up. So Carter is extremely impressive. Leonard Taylor is extremely impressive as well. Actually, you know what? Do we just say screw it? Do we just say, well, who's there for interior offensive line? All right, so Limmer, Cooper Beebe, Zinter, and Nugent, yes. So the thing about it is that Limmer and Nugent are sort of in the same mold of a Bradbury adjacent type offensive lineman, a little bit undersized, but I do think Limmer and Nugent are a little bit more Tyler Linderbaum in terms of the undersized center versus Garrett Bradbury. And do we just gamble here? Because Dwayne Carter is all heart and hustle. He's a whirling dervish of effort, a high motor dude. I can't get away. I can't quit him. We're taking Carter. All right, so we got our quarterback, we got our cornerback, we got our defensive interior guy. Now, Christian Boyd is in there chilling. So now, we could go. Cooper Beebe is there too. All right, so do we take Cooper Beebe and we experiment with moving Reisner back to center? I think that's what we're going to do. So Cooper Beebe adding some size to that offensive line. Absolute mountain. Good anchor, good movement skills as well. And I think Cooper Beebe, what pick are we at? 130? Cooper Beebe in the fourth round, especially the back end of the fourth round, I think is huge value. So, man, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. All right, so 145. So a couple options here. Now, Tyler Davis is a stud. Michael Barrett, the linebacker there. We could double down at quarterback with Jordan Travis. Zinter, like we mentioned, we could go that direction. But we got quarterback, cornerback, defensive interior. I love Dwayne Carter, man. Linebacker certainly tempting too. Tight end Joe Milton. But all right, so here's what we're going to do. Since JJ hasn't signed his extension yet, and we could use a little freshening at wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4, Taj Washington. So after Addison left USC, Caleb Williams' number one target was Taj Washington. Now, Washington is undersized. He's 5'9", $175, but he is a deep threat dynamo, man. 18 yards per catch, 59 catches, 1,062 yards, 8 touchdowns. Think of like a little bit speedier, a little bit sturdier Tank Dell. So I kind of love that. So not only do you have a little bit of hedging just in case something goes wonky with JJ, but you add a third vertical option to JJ, Addison, who Addison knows Taj very well. Now you have Washington along to go along with Hockenson once it gets back. Baby, we got Stu going. Now, so it's kind of a toss-up. So James Williams, the supersized safety, great versatility, basically a linebacker. I think he would do great things on the back end of the floor as a defense, but Dylan Johnson's a dude. Now, Dylan Johnson, in the pantheon of the running backs in this class, I feel like isn't getting the time of day, and he certainly should. So formerly Mississippi State, transferred to UW, and had a phenomenal season. 1,095 yards on the ground, 16 touchdowns, 5.1 yards per carry. Also, sort of underrated as a receiver, 24 catches, $190. I think his pass protection is fine, but 6 foot, 215, absolutely got the size. He's a physical run-to-contact type running back, and also, when he went out early, like that was a big time problem for Washington because Michigan could just pin their ears back and get going. Also the early scores too, but Johnson fighting through injuries in that game really said a lot about his toughness and character. So also he already looks good in purple and gold. We know that. So there we go. Dylan Johnson, you are a Minnesota Viking. Now, a couple of directions we could go here. Jaheim Bell did himself some great favors at the Senior Bowl. We could double down on corner with Nehemiah. Dylan Loeb, definitely a change of pace back versus what Dylan Johnson brings to the table. But I feel like that there's a lot of overlap with what Ty Chandler brings to the table too. But Cedric Gray. Cedric Gray's a lot of fun, man. So he's 6'2", 232, 121 tackles for the Tar Heels last year, 145 in 2022, both years leading the team. 5 sacks this year, really opened things up with him rushing the passer, and stands ground against the run, really solid at scraping, taking on blockers, solid in coverage, and I think that he, even though Hicks is back, and I have hopes for Asamoah, I do think that Cedric Gray would be, that hammer and anvil combination with Ivan Pace Jr. So getting him in, where are we? Are we in the 6th round, 5th round? There you go. Yeah, 5th round value. I think there's some Dre Greenlaw adjacent to his game too. So I think that's a great pickup. Now, sitting here chilling, Cody Schrader would have been fun here. But we're going down, and early around 179. Yeah. All right, so Brennan Jackson is a guy that we've targeted on a lot of our mock drafts, but I think that he's not like the classic edge rusher. He's a little bit of a tweener, but I think that he would fit in very well with what the Vikings are doing at that 4-tech, 5-tech spot. But he's 6'4", 255, 57 tackles, 12.5 tackles for loss, 8.5 sacks in 2023, and also rock solid against the run. And I think that he would add some size as well as a little bit of upside in terms of rushing the passer versus Jonathan Bullard, even though Bullard did great against the run. You don't really get much out of him as a pass rusher. So Jackson coming on in the 6th round. Good value there. And then lastly, we got 227. There you go. Taking it sweet time. That's right. Feeling good today. It's a happy Sunday. Yeah, happy Sunday without football, man. How are we filling our time? Wait, did I pick slow? No, it's not turbo. I don't know. Maybe Google Chrome is acting up. Who knows? Who knows, man? But, so could have had Isaiah Davis in the 7th round. I mean, could still do it. Why not? Terry McLaurin, Tulia, sure. Kata. No. Where are we going here? Where are we going? I had a specific guy. Trajan Jeffcoat. Another Jeffcoat? Because I remember Jim Jeffcoat with the Cowboys back in the day, and I remember Jackson Jeffcoat as an undersized edge rusher coming out of Texas. This guy I liked in his draft class as well. Oh, here we go. Brian Ugwu coming in from Miami. Was formerly at, where was he at? Doesn't matter, but transferred into Miami of Ohio. Didn't have any crossover with Ivan Pace Jr., but that would have been funny. But 6'3", 250, raw prospect, but an absolute high motor. And I think that he may suffer with not having enough length or bend around the edge, but in terms of a situational pass rusher as well as a special teams guy, I think that's a huge value here in the 7th round. So, Vikings absolutely getting after it. There you go. So, recapping our scenario. So, Kirk Cousins walks. Gardner Minshew is in as the bridge quarterback. Also drafting J.J. McCarthy at 11, sticking and picking. Jefferson, not extended. What does that mean? Who knows? But Daniil and Wanham re-signed, so you have some supplementation on the edge. Reisner re-signed. Reisner is probably going to have to play center. He's done it before. Jordan Hicks resigned. Brandon Powell resigned. Bradbury cut. Yeah, gone. Harrison retires, or Harrison is cut and goes to Dallas. Either way, it's fine. Christian Wilkins, leadership and size on the interior, as well as Antoine Winfield Jr. That's right. He's back in. So now let's see what the hell happened here. So McCarthy at 11, quarterback of the future. I mean, he could duel with Minshew right away. And Minshew, started last year as a backup to Richardson. He's very familiar with the game. He'll pick up a couple $1,000,000, but McCarthy, I think McCarthy has a chance to be really, really good in the Vikings game. And like we said, with Darisaw and O'Neal hopefully playing at the height of their powers, as well as you have all those weapons, and you have Kevin O'Connell here to incubate him as a quarterback. I kind of like it, man. Kamari Lassiter is going to be a great cornerback in the Flores scheme. 6 foot, $180, has size as well. A little bit grabby, gambles a little bit too, but great feet, smooth hips, and I think that he and Blackman are going to be great on the outside. Have Murph operate from the slot. Dwayne Carter. I don't expect Carter to get to the 4th round, but the more I scratch his lotto ticket, the more I absolutely love him. And he is a heart and hustle, Geno Atkins type player. And I think that, no matter where you put him. Now, the Vikings may have an issue where it's like, hey, is he a perfect scheme fit for a 3-man front? Probably not. It's probably best suited as a 3-tech, but do not care. Just get him on the field and let him go, man. It's going to be great. Cooper Beebe, adding some size and attitude and a little bit of chip on that shoulder along the offensive line. So interior offensive line, left to right, could be Beebe, could be Reisner at center, and then Ed Ingram at right guard. And hopefully they'll get their ish together. Taj Washington, undersized but unafraid, vertical slot threat. I kind of love it. I kind of love it. With JJ and Addison, it's going to be great. Dylan Johnson, the Punisher. Yeah, that's right. So, Dylan Johnson and Ty Chandler together, that's really good. Cedric Gray, another heart and hustle linebacker, going to be more of the muscle side with Ivan Pace Jr. In fact, hell, they'll just be the Bash Brothers. I mean, it'll just be like Mighty Ducks 2. It's going to be great. Brendan Jackson, your future 5-tech, as well as Brian Ugwu, the situational edge rusher / special teamer. So, overall, I mean, I'm kind of okay. I'm kind of okay with how this all went down. But what are your thoughts on our thoughts on this beautiful Sunday? You guys know what to do. Skol, production value.